In House at the End of the Street, a mother and daughter move to a new town and find themselves living next door to a house where a young girl murdered her parents. Cool!
You know, that house is the reason why we can even afford to rent this house.
What exactly happened again?
The daughter of Carrie Ann killed both her parents.
What happened to Carrie Ann?
She drowned in the dam.
But the rumor is, you can see her in the woods.
The cute little hates hashtag for this movie drives me crazy. You can't drop the of the and keep the at the. You can't have it both ways. Stupid. I was never interested in House at the End of the Street. From the very first trailer I saw, I thought it looked like just the most generic movie, and that title, House at the End of the Street, come on. As it turns out, the title is completely meaningless. I mean, the house may very well be at the end of the street, but who gives a damn? It's got nothing to do with anything. But I was correct, this is a very generic movie. It honestly feels like you could take any story and just put it into this type of movie where people move in, spooky house next door, what's going on, and that's it. It's been done so many times. The style of the movie is stale and generic. The acting is just whatever. The whole movie is just blah. So bear with me here for this review. Let's start off with the plot, which, in all fairness, is, as far as I can tell, unique. I did not necessarily know exactly where the plot was going, but the problem is that once it all comes together, it just feels like something I've seen so many times in a different way that it just still feels generic, even though it was not specifically exactly what I've seen before. Directing-wise, as I said, the whole thing is very generic. It's like something you've seen a million times before. It's not bad, it's just nothing new or interesting. It's like one guy watched a bunch of these movies and said, I'll do that, I'll do exactly the same thing, and he did, and you know what, if that was his goal, he did a good job. I thought the camera was obnoxiously shaky throughout most of it, especially when it was just talking, like the mother and daughter talking to each other, and it's like all over the place. And just in general, you know, there's nothing much to say because it's not a very unique or interesting movie. As far as the acting goes, we've got Jennifer Lawrence and Elizabeth Shue really just doing nothing. I don't know if it's the directing that was bad or if they were just whatever, but it just kind of felt, once again, like whatever. And that's really the whole review. I could have just said the word whatever and that would have been it, but I have to give some sort of explanation. I will say that the saving grace, although, you know, he goes nowhere as well, is Max Theriot. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the main guy in the movie. I thought that he was pretty good, and in the middle of the movie, I was actually somewhat interested in his character. But, like I said, it goes nowhere, and even though the story is something that I have not seen specifically, this exact story, and there were some little twists and turns that I was like, oh, okay, that's not so bad, it doesn't matter, because where it ends up is just boring, and so it undoes anything that may have been interesting in the middle of it. And overall, you know, it's not a bad movie. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't leave thinking, man, that was crap. But I left thinking, whatever. Once again, there's that word. It's nothing you haven't seen before, and if you're looking to just see the same old thing, if you like these types of movies, it's exactly the same as these types of movies are, and so maybe you'll enjoy it. But let me know in the comments what you thought of House at the End of the Street. Let me know what you thought of the acting, first of all. Let me know what you thought of the story. Let me know if you thought it was just the same old thing as usual, or if you thought it was more interesting than I did. Let me know if you think the title is just stupid. House at the End of the Street. Completely irrelevant. Let me know anything that you want about House at the End of the Street, and that's pretty much it.